Hey everybody, Drew McLellan here from Agency Management Institute. This week I'm actually coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa. I'm back for a couple days celebrating my daughter's birthday. This morning I had a coaching call with an agency owner who had read the book Sell with Authority and was embracing the idea of niching down her agency. And she wanted a phone call, so we did a coaching call around how she could develop her niche and how she could set her cornerstone content, et cetera, et cetera. But when she was talking about the niche, I said, tell me a little bit about your agency and what you've decided to niche down to. And she said, we are going to be a B2B agency. And I said, that's not a niche. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, that's like saying I want to date all the boys. I'm not interested in girls, but I want to date all of the boys. I said, that's too many boys. You can't be specific in writing a love letter to all of the boys. And so this is the analogy I want you to use as you evaluate your choice of a niche if you decide to narrow down your focus for your agency. Really think about it as it's almost like a dating relationship. And you are going to write love letters, content that is going to make the person that you want to be with feel like you know them, you understand them, you really see them for who they are. And so again, just like a love letter, you want it to be super specific and you want it to talk about exactly what it is about that person rather than all the people, right? So if somebody reads your content or reads a love letter and says, she doesn't really get me, she doesn't really know me, she's not really talking about the things that I love or the fact that my eyes are blue or whatever it may be, if it's too generic, it doesn't feel like you're talking directly to them. But when your niche is narrow and you can write love letters, and that's how you should think about your content, like you are loving on that audience, you're teaching them, you're helping them. And when you write a love letter that is specific, that talks about a person's very unique qualifications or fears or life or features, whatever you want to talk about in that love letter, and they go, oh my gosh, this feels like it was written just for me. This feels like they are in our conference room and they understand us and what we're going through. This feels like they see me and they know me. Then you know the niche is narrow enough. But if you're going to write to all B2B clients, and I find it fascinating, no one ever thinks of B2C as a niche. That's too big, but B2B is not too big. And I'm telling you, yes, it is. But when you think about it, if you had to write content that made everyone in the B2B space feel that seen and heard and recognized, it's impossible. Because it's just too broad a scope. So as you're thinking about narrowing down your niche, think about it in terms of if I had to write them a love letter, how would they feel like I really saw them? You know, I think about the content that I write for and produce for all of you every week. And I'm hoping you are going to understand that I get you, that I'm paying attention to you, that I see you and I feel your pain, I feel your triumphs because I get it. And you are the only people that I pay attention to. That's a love letter worth reading, and that's content worth reading, and that's a niche worth pursuing. All right? So give that some thought. See you next week.